In astrology, planets are never isolated. They are constantly dancing with each other, exchanging frequencies, reflecting different parts of the human psyche and spiritual evolution. To understand Uranus more fully, we need to see him in conversation with three other key planetary architects: Saturn, Jupiter, and Venus. Each of these relationships reveals a different facts of Uranus. One shows us his root, another his vision, and with Venus, his heart. Let's start with Saturn, because this is the most ancient and fundamental relationship. Mystically, Saturn, or Kronos, is the one who overthrew Uranus, and astrologically, they still represent two sides of the same coin, or rather, two forces pulling on the soul from opposite directions. While Saturn builds, it governs time, order, tradition, and structure. It is the inner voice that says, work hard, follow the rules, master this reality. But with Uranus, he breaks. He rules chaos, innovation, awakening, and revolution. This is the voice that says, forget the rules. You are here to reinvent the world. In psychological astrology, Saturn is the superego, the inner authority. Uranus is the liberator and inner rebel. Together, they create tensions in our lives. Do I stay where it is safe or to break free? Do I follow the path or blaze a new one? Do I maintain tradition or initiate a revolution? If you have a moment where something in your life fell apart, a job, a relationship, a belief system, and suddenly you could breathe again, that's Uranus freeing you from Saturn's cage. And here's the alchemy: we need both. Saturn gives form, and Uranus gives vision. Saturn says, let's build it. Uranus says, but let's build it differently. So the heaviest society and individuals learn to honor both when they work together, especially in harmonious transit like a sextile or trine. They can bring real breakthroughs, innovations that last, freedom with foundation, change that matters. The next, we go on to look at Uranus and Jupiter, the visionary pair. Jupiter is known as the planet of expansion, of beliefs, philosophy, higher education, and yes, luck. Where Saturn says no and Uranus says why not, and Jupiter say yes, we do it. When Uranus and Jupiter align, whether in the sky or in our chart, something powerful happens. Ideas grow wings, revolutions gain momentum. One inspired thought can become a global movement. Historically, Uranus and Jupiter alignment have coincided with movements of social, political, and scientific liberation. Think about the last 18th century, when Uranus was discovered. That same decade gave us the American Revolution, the French Revolution, and the Enlightenment. All Jupiterian ideas electrified by Uranian disruption. In your personal chart, Jupiter represents what you believe, and Uranus questions whether you have really chosen those beliefs or inherit them unconsciously. Together they ask, Do you beliefs expand your freedom or limit it? Are you willing to rewire your faith when truth knocks? They are the philosophers of the cosmos, but not the quiet kind. These two set fire to the library and ask you to rewrite your own sacred text. And now we look at Uranus and Venus, when love meets lightning. Now we arrive at the most tender, surprising, and timely dance of all. Because when Uranus enters Gemini in July 2025, he will be conjunct Venus, the planet of love, beauty, value, and desire. This is not casual, this is poetry. Let's unpack it. Venus, she rules romantic relationships, art and aesthetics, financial values, self-worth, what we are magnetized toward. Now imagine all of that meeting Uranus, the planet of sudden change, nonconformity, and awakening. And imagine it happening in Gemini, the sign of the mind, the voice, and duality. This conjunction brings Saturn attraction, electric partnerships, new ways of loving, intellectually, spiritually, a revolution in how we define beauty, money, and worth. You may fall in love with someone completely unexpected, or fall out of love and realize it is the most loving things you have ever done, or feel pulled to radically express yourself through fashion, art, music, or speech. Uranus doesn't bring stability, he brings truth. And with Venus, that truth may arrive through heartbreak or through creative liberation. This isn't love at first sight. It is recognition at first shock. That magnetic jolt when someone says exactly what your soul has been whispering, and suddenly you remember who you are. And the fact that this conjunction happened on the exact ingress into Gemini, July the 7th, tell us that entire 7 years transit is seeded with this love rebellion frequency. So we are being asked, what do we really value? What ideas are we in love with? Can love itself be a revolutionary act?